Hello boys and girls and welcome along to Cairn Cabin in County Cavan in Ireland, and my name is Margaret McKenna. Well, today we're going to do something a little bit different, similar in the sense that it's actually another animal or bird, I should say this time. And we've done lots of animals and birds, but we haven't done any Australian animals or birds that I can think of that are particularly from that region. And today we're going to do a bird which is very well known in Australia, and that is called the kookaburra. It's what it's known for is its cry. And actually, because I'm here in Ireland, and I suppose most of the kids here are probably Irish, maybe I'm just going to let you listen to some of what it sounds like. It sounds like somebody laughing. So listen to this, if you can hear it. I'll just give it a second now. Can you hear that? So there you go. Just as a big truck goes by. So that's what the kookaburra sounds like. Can you hear that, Terry? You can hear the kookaburra here. That's it there playing in the background. So that's just to give everybody a sound of what the bird is. It sounds like somebody laughing. So today we're going to start by our pencil. Some of the lines we'll be doing dark, and some of them will be doing much lighter. Okay. So we're going to start with sort of the usual egg shape. We'll start with here. So we're going to start about up here, about halfway across, a little bit over, tiny bit to the right hand side, and we'll start now. You can do it light. I'm going to do it dark to start with. Okay. So here we go. So like an egg shape, like that. Now what we'll do is we'll rub out some of these lines and make sure I have the rubber here. It is, yeah. Okay. And now we're going to do another bigger egg shape. So come down a little bit in here, and we're just going to make a bigger egg shape like this. You don't have to go right through the head. You can go through it if you want. Like that there. Okay? And that's sort of the head and the body. And then we're going to just bring out a little line here, and a little line sort of about there, like that. Now we can rub out the other lines we don't need right now. So that's why I say to do some of these lines light. So we can rub out these middle lines. Now they're a bit harder for me to rub out because I'm doing it with a dark pencil so you can see it. Now, the other thing I want to do is do the beak. And the beak kind of starts inside a little bit. So how we do the beak is we bring it like a V shape, looking up this way. So watch, sort of like a sideways V. So we go up like that and like that. So if you can do that there to start with. See the way I go in on the head a little bit? See? So go in a little bit on the head, and then we're going to just come out a little line that'll come around like that. That's the bottom of the beak, and then one that comes up and down. So it's kind of like a slightly bendy triangle, sort of, I suppose you could say. A little bendy triangle. And now we can rub out the lines we don't want. So we take out the lines inside the beak. We can leave the inside line there that's inside the head bit there. Look. So, see it there up close? So it's like a V shape here, and then you just a little bit here and a little bit here, and you rub out these lines here, and two big eggs, and we join them up. Now, we're going to split the wing up a little bit too, so that we can actually, I'm going to get this a little bit more where you can actually see it with them. Now, so we're going to, oh yeah, no, don't forget, if you have any more suggestions, I have my jar of suggestions here. So if you can have any more, please let me know, and I'll put them in the jar before the end of the lesson, or later on if I don't see them now, okay? So, here we go. I'm going to just do another line coming up here like this. I'm going to bring it right up to here and just cut it off like that. So it's up there and it comes over halfway across and up here. And I want to divide the wing up because there's lots of different types of wings on this bird, because there's short wings and they've got long feathers, short feathers. So watch these lines here. So we've got that big one, and then we've got one going across here like that. Okay. And then we've got another one that's sort of like that. So you've got 1, 2, 3. See the way that one? And then we've got another one just fits in here like that. And you'll see why when we go to do it, because some of them are slightly different colours and some of them are different shapes. Okay, so now we're going to do a kind of pointy one down here like this. Like that. It's kind of like a big V, and it goes like that. And we might actually, at this stage, we might just get rid of the bottom of the egg bit as well. Now we can take that bit out, see, just there. And we're going to put in this tail, and the tail is like just a big kind of a a long shape like that. Kind of goes a little narrower at the bottom, so it's a bit more skinny there at the bottom. Okay, we can put a little feathery bit on the head after. So what I might do at this stage is just very lightly just rub that a little bit. I normally put the hard lines in at the top later on, all these surround lines, but I might put a little bit on it now. So I put little scraggy bits like that. Look, so he's got a kind of hairstyle that kind of goes back. Feathers kind of go back on his head a bit, and then he's got an eye here. And we won't bother with this bit here. We'll put that bit in when we go to paint. Okay. Now, so we're going to start just doing the background. So I just put two little squiggly lines like that for the branch. And maybe we can bring it out the other side there like that. And just another little squiggly line up here just to make it look like the set of branches. You don't have to be too exact about these. And maybe a couple of long leaves here like this. Just long, you know, and you can maybe a few more here. You can 1, 2. You can put as many as you want. Depends on how big your bird is on the page. If you find your bird is kind of small, you can put a few more leaves in it. Hi, Tom. Now, and I'm going to put a couple more at the bottom here as well. So I'm going to put one up here, one there, and then put a couple more here maybe. But you can do as many as you want, as I say. Now, so we're going to start really putting his little his legs later on. So we can make sure now, you see we have the white here, so we leave that, we don't need to colour in that. But what we're going to do is, I'm using poster paint. So poster paints are kind of the ones like these ones here. So they're just sort of like poster paint. Some of them are more liquidy than others. Some of these are very kind of runny. So I'm going to start with the blue sky. So, and I'm not going to be too fussy if I tip along on top of the branch or anything like that. That won't really matter too much. So just bring all the colour in here. Just make sure you just get a little more. And just spread it around. This is a very liquidy one that I have, so it's very easy to spread. And I'm not too fussy if I tip bits of the branch or the bird even, because we'll be putting colour on the bird. And even if you tip the head, it doesn't matter. We can blend it in a little bit afterwards. And we just bring it along like that. And up here like that. Now just bring it along like that, and we'll just get all these bits in first. So you can do as many leaves as you want, or as little as you want. It doesn't really matter. We'll bring it there. Bit too much water there. I had no colour on the brush. I need to put a bit more colour on it. And we put it here and all the way down in here. And I'm just being very relaxed with this. Yeah, there you go. See? You can drag some of these colours so you don't have it too liney if you want. Now, I'm going to go on to my leaves. So when I do my leaves, I just use, hi Kay, that's my brother there, Terry, on the line as well. Kay lives in Australia as well. So here we go. We're going to just put a little bit of the green and yellow together, okay? I'm just going to... What kind of a tree? Is great to see the gum leaves. Is that gum leaves? Good, thanks. Okay. I'm being informed here, so I am. Which is good to know. I just saw it on... I wouldn't have a clue now, to be honest, about that bit of it. Now, I'm just going to put it in here. We can put the little pattern on it later on. We can put a little bit of a leafy design on it. Although maybe now I'm not doing the right kind of leaf design on it now that I'm doing a gum tree leaves. Oh dear, I'll have to learn about my gum trees. Anyway. Now, so we're just going to get a pattern in on them. Okay, so we're going to get a grey colour sort of on the slightly grey colour on the branches. So how do we mix that? We mix our brown and our dark blue and a bit of white together. So we get a kind of it turns out a grey. If we mix a brown, a blue and a white, it's much better than mixing black and white because you get different shades of grey. See, so there you have a sort of a... Now I can always add a bit more white to it, and then you make it... I don't want to make it too dark because we're going to put a shadow on it. So I'm going to put it across here. And I'm going to put it in the top. This is bending a bit back on me. If you can see that. Well, that's a bit too dark. So I'm going to just add more white to it when it goes too dark. Just add more white as you go along. There we go. And I'm going to put a little darker shade, so that because the sun is coming over here, so we're going to put a little bit more, less white, so just more of your brown and your blue mixed together, and just bring it on the bottom part of this log like that, like on the tree like that. So just a little more darker at the bottom. And you can do little flicky bits like that, make it look like it's going around. See? Like that. And we'll do the same up here. So it just makes it look like a shadow on the branch. And we could actually put a little bit of pure white as well. Build their nest in the hollows of trees. Yes, I saw that actually, because I did look up about these birds. And I saw that I saw a picture of one sticking his head out of a little hollow in a tree, which was quite cute. I didn't know that until this morning now, mind you. And I did my little research on it. Okay, so now we're going to start to paint the bird. So I am going to put a little bit, because it's basically white, I'm going to put a tiny bit of grey on it. So I'm going to put white. Remember we said our brown and our blue and our white together. So the three of them together, but much more white in it, much more white. So it's really just a barely little bit. So it's just an off-white colour. Oops, and that's too much. That's too much. You have to make sure a bit. Yeah, there we go. And you can just do little flicks of it. And it just gives it a little... It just makes it look kind of nice and shadowy then. Or not, and a little bit of a furry feeling, or a little feathery feeling, I should say, even. Go right up into our spikes and on around here. There's lots of kind of grey kind of shades on them. And there's all those nice blues as well. So there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is just going to wipe my brush here somewhere, wherever my thing is gone. I'll do it for now. Okay, and then we're going to get our brown. Again, he's got a grey kind of shades here. Look on his back. You see the shades? Again, brown, blue and white. But you can make them slightly brownier. But that's the great thing about using your brown and blue and white for making greys, because you can make different shades of grey. Much better than black and white. Depends on the kind of picture I'm doing. Sometimes I use black and white, but not for something like this, because you want to get different colours going through it. Because it's a kind of a brownie, it's a sort of a brownie grey shade. So, and see, even already, even though I'm only colouring it in, I'm not colouring it up, I'm just colouring little bits like that. You can make it look more feathery when you do it like that. See, little small bits like that. And here as well. And we're going to do the bottom of this bit. Now, see the way I left this one white, see? And I'm leaving a bit of this one white. Watch now where I'm going with this. And I'm going to leave this one here. So we're going to, because we have to make room for the bluey bits in it as well. Like that. And we're going to probably put a bit across beside his eye here. Just behind his eye. And you could even put little flicky bits here as well, because he's got little bits across the front of his face too, look. It's like he's wearing a headband or something across. It's like wearing a hairband. Hello, Velma. Hi, Yvonne. Connell. Hello, Connell. How are you? So now we're going to just little flicky bits. See, like that? I call them little flicky bits. We use little tiny strokes and it makes it look feathery. I call them flicky bits. There. Now, okay, so we're just going to wash my brush again for a minute, and then I'm going to get my light blue. So I'm going to go back and get my blue and my white, but put some white into it. So, because I don't want to make it too blue. Just make it too bright. And we're going to put some in here first. And some down here, like that. And we'll put a little more white into it this time, because it's paler, and just up at the top bit in there. Now, And while we have our bluey colours, we're going to make that grey. Remember we said made the grey a few minutes ago? We made it with our brown and our blue and our white. And we're just going to make it a more bluey grey this time. So it's kind of like a dark, not too much white, a little bit more blue in it, and a little bit of brown. And we're going to put that colour on the top of his beak. Like that. And we leave the bottom one. We can put a shadow on the bottom one. If you make a shadow, make it just with a lot more white in it. A lot more white. And just give it a little shadowy bit under his beak like that. So it gives him a little shadow. Now I'm going to do the back of this tail. To start on the tail, I have a little bit of yellow out here for a change. Don't have any more yellow ups now. And I'm going to mix it with my brown. So it gets a kind of, it's almost like gives it a kind of goldeny brown shade. Like that, yeah, like that. I'm going to bring that all in on his tail here, like that, look. And then I'm going to come in with just my brown on its own this time. And I'm just going to make little, they're not like dots exactly, they're kind of like dots, but they're kind of coming across like this. Oh, it's a bit too much, don't want too much on the brush like I did there. Better to have less. And don't forget, you can look back at this later on. I have a few to put up now on YouTube, but I will do that later on as well. And a few of them down the tail like that, see? Now, what I want to do now is I want to go in with my pencil as we do now. I know it's a bit wet and it would be better if it was dry, but we can work our way with it anyway. So I'm going to just go around, let's see if we can get this in a better position. So, like, just go around your leaves. You can bring your little up line in the middle, little flick up the middle, like that. Go each side like that, look. Same on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And you can do the same in all your leaves. If you find you need to go around your leaves, that's grand too. And if you heard anything coming in out of the room here, we have Freddie there, our dog, visiting us there for a minute. He's gone out again. He just comes in for a ramble to see what's happening. And he gets bored and walks out straight away. He's not into an art yet. I haven't converted him. There we go. There we go. There we go. And then another bit up here. And just go around your leaves a bit better too. You can go around your leaves. These are fairly dark. You get around some of them better. Now wait, it's better to wait till it's really dry to do this, but I'll just do it when it's a bit wet. So we're going to go around the branches like this. You go around the top branch. It's amazing when you do this, it makes it really stand out. And go around the branch here. The hard bit now is here. Well, it's not actually hard, but just want to show you now how far to go about where the feathers are on this. One there and one there. Now I'm just going to pair my pencil again. Give it a quick pairing. And I'm going to start by going around his back, or his head. So we'll do that, and we can just emphasise the little feathery bits on the top of his head now. See, look, make them more feathery looking. You can do little scraggy bits like that, look. You see? And we can colour all his eye in. You can use a black marker, would be quite good, but wait till it dries a bit, because I say mine is very wet. You can do really dark eye like that, and when you do that, come back with your white paint and put a little dot in the middle of it like that. And that brings his whole head to life then, you see. And we can go around his beak like that. Now I coloured this little bit in dark. That's just like the inside of his mouth, but you can't. That was that bit where we went in with our V. And you can put a few little flicky bits like that, look. Just on the front of him there. Just makes it look like it's kind of feathery. And we go around his other beak like that. And we could do a little. I kept it straight, but you could put little scraggy bits like that if you want. It could look a little bit in and out. It's up to yourself. And now we're going to do this. Now I'm going to just go around this one first, like that. Go around the back bit and across the top. And now he's got kind of wide, sort of loopy feathers. So they're like wide U shapes. 1, 2, 3. And then we can go in with the next one so that they overlap a little bit like that, see? And then another one like that, and like that, and like that, and like that, and like that, like that. And I'll show you, this is a bit wet, as I say, it would be better to wait till it's drier. See, like that. And we can do the same over here as well. We can do 1, 2, 3. We can 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like that. See, they're wider kind of ones. Now we come on to the next one. Now these ones are longer, so we're going to come down here and they're like long finger shapes almost. And we're just going to go all the way across like that. It's amazing when you look at birds' wings, how much there is to them. Look, see? And then we're going to go down here, the same here, and we're going to go across like that. Down, down, down. And that's, let's say, they're like kind of like finger shapes. And they get shorter as they go up here. And the same here. Now these ones sort of bend around back. See, these are all straight. This wing is coming that way, so I'm not going to go. It's kind of going this way around. It's going to go the same shape as the wing, like that. See the way it goes around like that. So it's slightly different, but it's just that there was just straight up, and this kind of bends around. And then we can put a little bit on as you can do the line around the front. We can fluff it up a little bit and give them a little fluffy front there like that. So it makes it look nice and feathery. We could even put little feathery bits kind of like that on them like that, and it makes them look nice and, again, feathery. Little add-ons like that, see? And then we come down his tail, and we just come down the side here, and we come down here. And we'll give a few more of the longer feathers in like that as well, look. There we go. And now all that remains is his feet. Now his feet is really, you're just going to see a little bit, so you just kind of bring a line like, you won't see all his toes. So you'll just see them like kind of like loopy, kind of one here and one across here, and maybe one in behind here. You won't see the rest of his toes because he's, you can't see because he's round the corner. So that's really it. We can put a few little flickers in here if you want. And there is our kookaburra for the day. So that's an interesting Australian one to do. So it's a nice change to do something from somewhere else, because we've done so much from Ireland and from normal sort of run-of-the-mill ones, as it were. One of your favourites so far. That's good. Yeah, well, he is nice and colourful too, and he's a nice little layout there with him in the blue sky, which is something you have a lot of Australia. We've had a lot lately here, but not in the last couple of days now, or today now is big change. It's got cold, back to normal summer weather here now again. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to do my next check and see what we're going to have for next time, which is, today is what? Well, Saturday it will be. This is Thursday. Okay. So here we go. I have no clue what's in here. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Just please, I'll put them into I'll put them into the jar, and that'll be great. Okay, hold on a second. Here we go. I'm going to do a phoenix, another bird, a mythical bird this time. 15 degrees in Adelaide. Wow, it's about where's my phone? Where's my phone? Is there? It's probably about the same here today, actually. So it is cool compared to what we've had lately. So yeah, it's not like us. We're getting used to the warm weather. Okay, listen, thanks very much for coming along here. It's the kookaburras mating season now. They come out before dawn and laugh all through the neighbourhood. Okay, good to know. Dawn here is about, what time is dawn there? Dawn here is around, 5ish or so in the morning. Isn't it around 5? Yep, and we're long days now, so it doesn't really. Last night I was coming and putting out the bins at after 11 o'clock at night, and you can see the daylight still in the sky. So yeah, it's long days now. So hope we get the good weather. All right, listen, thanks for coming along, and see you Saturday with our phoenix. See you now. Bye bye.